Let's find out which All-Stars 11 queen would pick what role and what champion specifically in League of Legends. Hi divas, good morning, or time is irrelevant. Morning is irrelevant, okay? Morning is a state of mind, if you will, okay? Good morning. My name is Harleen and I do stuff. What stuff you may ask? I don't know. Ask RuPaul or something. Anyway, we're gonna talk about two topics I love. One, League of Legends. Yeah, I know. Two, Drag Race. Yeah, I know. Yeah. With All Stars 11 coming out, I've decided it would be quite fun to figure out which queen would play what role and what champion in League of Legends. And if you're asking, Harleen, what are your qualifications? Right, exactly. That's what I thought. So, zip it. So, for the format, in All Stars 11, we have 3 brackets containing of 6 queens. In League of Legends, we have a team of 5 players on different roles. We have top, mid, bottom, aka ADC and support, and jungle. And so I've decided I'm going to make each bracket its own specific team, and then one queen will always be a flex. A queen that can kind of do most roles, right? Can flex in multiple different roles. Now, all of this is purely based on my own opinions and peer review of professional players. So, this is League of Legends, and which All-Stars queen would play what role and what champions. This is all my opinion and also peer-reviewed by professional players. This is all based on how we perceive the queens on the reality TV show. It does not reflect reality. I don't know these people, okay? I just watch the TV. Let's start with the first orange bracket that is currently airing. So first, we have Akira Chanel Davenport. And Akira, to me, is the flex champion. I think Akira can do it all on Drag Race and in League. So the champions I personally would pick for Akira are Cassiopeia, Nidalee, and Evelynn. Why? I think Akira would be a really good sort of flex in between like jungle, mid, and kind of maybe top lane sometimes, maybe sometimes ADC, but mostly like jungle, mid to top. But also all 3 of these are body. Like, I'm so sorry. Cassiopeia, Nidalee, and Evelynn, body girls. Body girls. Where is the body? They also have some fun skins, so I think it would be kind of fun to like mix it together there. But I just think these 3 would really fit how Akira is. So then we have Dawn. And I just know Dawn would be a troll in the jungle. In my heart, in my soul, I just know Dawn would be a troll. So the 3 champions I have picked for Dawn would be Shaco, Teemo, and Ivern. Now, Shaco and Teemo, I think it's quite easy to understand. It's just trolling the hell out of the game, right? And be as chaotic as you can and wanting the whole enemy team to rage quit. I just think Dawn would enjoy Ivern. I just think it's such a campy character to play because you're a jungler, but you don't deal any damage to the creatures in jungle. So I just think it would be so funny to watch. And there are also some fun skins and costumes that I just think it would be really good fit for Dawn. But yeah, I just think Dawn would love to play a troll in the jungle. Now, Lucky Stars. Now, Lucky, I think Lucky would play a support on this team. And Lucky would specifically pick Soraka, Yuumi, and Karma. Why? One, I think she would do some insane looks with these 3 champs, like in drag, playing League, and did some insane looks. But I also think playstyle of all 3 of these, I think it would fit Lucky well. It's more of sort of on the slower side, but also like really high healing capacity. And I just think Lucky would be a really good support in this scenario. Next is Morgan McMichaels. And I think Morgan insta top lock. And I think Morgan would play specifically Tryndamere, Jarvan on top, and also Riven. I think those are the 3. Morgan would I just know that she would eat up. And I specifically with Tryndamere, I just think Morgan would have a really aggressive playstyle of game, and it would be in her favor. Like, maybe when learning the game, it would be a bit rough, but the moment she gets it, boom, right? Like, cannot be stopped. Next up is Morphine Love Dion, and Morphine is an insta-lock mid, right? I think Morphine will play the girls on mid, and I think Morphine will first be picking champions based on how they look and what costumes / skins they have. But I also do think she would pick some high-skilled champs where, like, you do have to actually give it a little bit of a try and learn a little bit about the champs. So I think she would pick LeBlanc, Katarina, and Akali on mid. I think Morphine at the start might struggle a little bit, possibly. But I think the moment she gets into it, same as Morgan, it would just be a matter of time and then she would eat up on mid. And also, I just know she would pick some insanely beautiful skins. I think Morphine would best be with LeBlanc. Yeah. And now, last, to tie this team up together, we have Mystique Summers, who I think would be the AD carry. Specifically with Kalista, Lucian, and Sivir. I think Mystique would pick something that's like high burst, high damage. I think Mystique would pick some champs that are like high burst and also a bit more difficult to learn, but once you get it, and you just keep going and keep grinding. Like, specifically, I think she would really eat on Kalista, and I think people would be scared. Okay, I think people would be scared. So that's the team on the orange bracket. So let's move on to the pink bracket. So first we have April Carrión. Now, April is a support on this team, playing Seraphine, Janna, and Sona. And I think, same as Morphine, I think April would first pick purely based on looks and vibes. And I think her main would be Janna, personally, I think. Specifically the Weather Girl outfit, to tie it back to her original season, right? I just know April would never let her team down when it comes to healing, shielding, or using her ult properly, right? To heal and also push the enemies away. And I just know she would be annoying with her Q. Like, just would be so annoying. Next, we have Aura Mayari, which, by the way, my favorite look. This promo, this warrior type promo, eats down so good. And this promo kind of does sway my opinion on this one, but at the same time, I think I'm right, okay? I think even without this promo, it would be these picks. I think Aura would be a top laner, specifically Vayne, Illaoi, and Sett. I think Aura would be playing, same as Morgan, like quite an aggressive game. Maybe a little like slower at the start, at the early game, and then just gets into it. Especially with Illaoi. As an Illaoi main, right, I just think Aura would eat down with the tentacles, okay? Hear me out. So then we have Crystal Methyd, and I think Crystal would be a mid laner, an AP carry, and I think Crystal would be also picking more so on vibe space first, being like, oh my god, this champ is Q, let's go with that. Also based on like skins and stuff, but then the picks we have made for her are quite difficult champs to play, maybe except for one. To me, also, Crystal gives that vibe of she just plays one games and gets it. Like, knows what's happening. You don't think so. You don't think she knows what she's doing, but she does know what she's doing. And I think Crystal would be playing Zoe, Hui, and Veigar. Specifically, the mushroom skin Veigar. And so, those are the three picks. I think Hui for, like, the paint and creativity. Zoe and Veigar because cute. And I think she would mostly, to be fair though, play Veigar. Again, mushroom skin. Now we have Salina EsTitties, aka our AD carry. I think Salina would pick the loud and also aggressive champions. I think Salina would definitely play Miss Fortune, like really aggressively. Samira and also Draven. I just know Salina would be so annoying to play against as Miss Fortune or Draven. That's just given, right? That's just given. Next up, we have Silky, Nutmeg, Ganache. And Silky, I think, is our flex on this team because, again, we know Silky can do it all, right? Like, we've seen Silky on TV plenty of times now. 4 times, but according to Drag Race, only 3 times, which, okay. I think Silky would be a main flex between jungle and a support. I think a lot of jungles can, like, flex out quite a lot, personally, in my opinion. But I think Silky would be mostly playing Briar, Ambessa, and Zillion. I think Silky with Briar and Mbessa would be more on the aggressive side, but then if it would come down to Zillion, I think she would play a bit more safe and passively, like sort of switch the pace up a little bit so you can not predict in a match what she's gonna do, right? And play it more on the slower pace. Last but certainly not least, Vivacious. Vivacious is the jungler of Pink Team, specifically Sejuani, Kindred, and Shyvana. I think she would mostly be playing Kindred, just because of the playstyle, and also the wolf is Ornacia. What else to say here? So we're moving on to our last team, which is the purple team, starting with Hershii LiqCour-Jeté. And I think Hershii would be a support main, specifically with Mel, Nami, and Renata Glask. I think Hershii's main would be Mel. I think Hershii would have a really good zone control and sort of the lane control phase. And then I do think she would be stealing quite a lot from AD carry with her ultimate, with sort of the executes, right? I do think she would eat up in there. But I also do think she would be very useful in team fights in terms of using her shield properly. So I think Hershii would be a main support with Mel specifically. Next up, we have Jasmine Kennedie, who I think would be our AD carry. And I know Jasmine is a gamer girl. I've been watching some of her streams. I know she's a gamer girl. I think she would pick specifically, one, I do think she would pick the girls. And two, I do think she would actually genuinely pick champs that are high burst energy, but also slightly more difficult to learn. Like Yunara, Zeri, or Xayah, right? Specifically, I do think her main would be Xayah, personally. Just purely on the vibes base. But I do think Jasmine would love a good challenge in this game. And now we have Enjoyyyy, our only and first ever gay contestant on RuPaul Drag Race. And if you think, because Enjoyyyy is the only gay on Drag Race, I'm going to immediately pick support, you're actually wrong. I think Enjoyyyy would be a top laner. Specifically, though, a little bit trolly, I think Enjoyyyy would pick champs based on vibes again. Like, oh, I think this one looks cute, right? And I think Enjoyyyy would be playing Karma, Darius, and Taric, right? Specifically Taric, because gay, right? But Taric has rapid healing, can stand on his own. He does have a stun, right? And also, he does have quite underestimated damage from people. And then on Darius and Karma, I do think Enjoyyyy would be playing a bit more on the aggressive side, which would be kind of fun to watch. So then we have Kennedy Davenport, and Kennedy to me is the flex of the team and also probably the one calling the shots. I think Kennedy would be playing Camille, Diana, and Aphelios. I think, again, Kennedy would pick some challenge probably, specifically with Aphelios. I think she would just be intrigued by the fact that by the challenge of Aphelios, it is a bit of an unorthodox playstyle, right? With Diana and Camille, I do think she would be a really aggressive jungler. And with Diana, an aggressive mid laner, like, I would not want to go against this diva, like, when she's jungling at all, okay? So then we have Samstar, and Sam to me is a clear mid laner, right? And I think Sam would be playing Lissandra, Lux. I think Sam would be playing Lissandra, Lux, and Syndra to be annoying. But also, I think Sam would first pick the skin for the champ and then the champ, right? I think she would go based on that. I do think Sam would be more of a higher range like champion, like slightly staying back away, but also a lane bully, like a clear lane bully, like especially with Syndra, and a high damage. High damage. I mean, she got to the finale, right? She did really well on her season, so it would just make sense. But I do think her main would actually be Lissandra, if I am honest. Last, we have Shuga Cain. And Shuga Cain is the jungler of this team, just to make sure like everyone is taken care of, basically. I think Shuga would be the mother of the team, making sure everyone's just doing okay on their lanes, right? I think Shuga would play Elise and Belvet, because mothers, right? And also, their gameplay is quite intriguing, and I think Shuga would enjoy it. And then I also think Shuga would specifically play Graves. Why, you may ask me? Harleen, why would Shuga Cain play Graves? That's a man. Yeah, but he's really hot. And a bisexual king. Or is he just gay? Editor, fact check that. I'm the editor, by the way. So I think she would play Graves specifically for the fact that he's hot. That's it. I think she would pick Graves because he's hot. So with that, we have all three of our League of Legends teams with top, jungle, mid, ADC support, and a flex to carry out everyone. So who do you think would win? Do you agree with this list? Would you pick a different champ for different queen, different role? Let me know. Let me know which bracket do you think would win in this league match, in this hypothetical tournament. And yeah, my name is Arlene, and I'll see you at the next one. Oh, and also, if you're a drag queen or a drag race queen watching this and you want to play League of Legends together on stream or off stream,